long. Just want to speak briefly about. I've been watching a lot of videos popping up on YouTube and other social media platforms with respect to relationships between black men, black women, and a lot of us we don't understand what these motherfuckers have done to us and are continuing to do to us as a community. They when I say they, I mean this government. I mean, you know, you can go back to since the days of slavery. They've always implemented tactics of divide and conquer when it came to the relationship between black men and black women, and it's more prevalent to this day. That it's basically just stepped up their efforts, that it's changed up their tactics, but the results are the same. The ultimate goal is to keep black men and black women divided, break up black families, and too many of us we've allowed these people to keep us at bay, keep us at odds with each other. We allow, you know, a lot of our sisters are allowing these fucking white feminists, and of course they're doing their works in the bidding of their white male counterparts. So I always think of it as this way. They always, you know, we think that it's always a divide or a war between white men and white women, but that is not the case. It's never at a point where it is between black men and black women. I think we have been tricked, and we are at a point where we are fighting each other, black men and black women, more than it is projected in terms of how the relationship between white men and white women. They make it seem like there is a divide there. They make it seem like white women are fighting for equal rights and feminism and all that shit. Feminism came into existence. Why? Because white women wanted a bigger piece of the pie. They both benefited. The white man and white woman benefited from slavery, from the enslavement of black people. White women benefited just as much as white men, and white women just wanted a little more say in the decision making in terms of how they will control the niggas. You know what I'm saying? So don't get tricked by these white feminists thinking that everything, you know, like they're really your friends, black women, because they're not. The bitches are very calculating, they're very conniving, they're just as brutal, or even more brutal than their white male counterpart. They don't like us. They try to use black women for their numerical numbers to fight a war, somewhat of a war between her and her white male counterpart. While all the while, whatever gains the white woman gets, none of those benefits are divided and shared equally with black women, the so-called black feminists. Feminism is not black; it's a white thing. Because black men and black women have always caught hell from white men as well as white women. So all this feminism bullshit got to stop. We've never, as black men, we've never ever controlled our women. You know what I'm saying? We're not in a position to control our women in terms of economics, in terms of institutions. We don't own like any institutions. We don't own banks. We don't own, you know, we're not in a position of power, a position of racism. White people are, as well as their white women. So we were never in a position to try to hold black women back when it comes to economics, when it comes to owning homes, when it comes to owning businesses or getting business loans and all that shit. Those are white folks. The white men and the white women own the banks, own the schools, own the prisons, own the military, own the police force. And that is a position of power. That's racism. We're not in a position, we're not in the same position as white men, as black men. We're not in a position to control our women like a white man controls his women. But still, he controls his women, but he gives her liberation. He doesn't totally control her. Believe that. She gets a piece of that pie. She may not get a big piece of it, but half of it, but she's gonna get a big piece of it. She may get about 40% of that pie. The white man gets at least anywhere from 60 to 70% of that pie, and the white woman, like I said, will get at least 30 to 40%. And so anytime a white woman fight for supposedly for rights, so they're gonna be equal to men. Like I said, they don't kick down any benefits to black women, to the so-called black feminists. So why you say you're a feminist when we as a people, we're catching hell from these motherfuckers on a daily basis? We are. black men, black women, we're catching hell from these people. Still to this day, they're treating us like shit. They're still killing us regardless of if you're a male or a woman. They're going to kill you or charge you or beat you. Although, yes, we see that black men are killed more than black women, but they'll kill a black woman. There's cases where they've killed black women. They don't care if you're a woman. And a lot of times we think that, we get in certain positions, we surround ourselves by white people, men and women alike. But a lot of women, our sisters, y'all thinking that you guys are going to be safe because you're a woman. No. They're looking at your skin color first and foremost. Your skin color. It's because you're a woman. You can't do the things that white women can do. White women can get away with a lot of shit. Get stopped by the police. White women can cuss the cops out, or white men, period, can cuss the cops out, and they live. Black people can't do that. So my sisters need to understand, just because you're a female, and you think the white women or the white man is cool with you, even though black men are more restricted than black women, don't think that you could just act up like white women and everything will be cool. They'll beat the shit out of you. They'll drag you to the ground, slam you to the ground, or kill you. They get you like a George Floyd. They don't care. They're killing us like George Floyd, like Sandra Bland. It don't matter. So black men and black women got to realize that, hey, we got to be in this shit together. We got to stop all this so-called gender warring, because that is something that's been created by these motherfuckers, by the white media, the FBI, the CIA, all these other American agencies, all these what word I'm looking for? The intelligence community agencies have always, so even the police department, have always been geared to keep black men and black women divided. So it's all about conquest, divide and conquer. So if they can divide us, we'll be weaker. And they've been working on this ever since the beginning of time, and they haven't stopped yet. So we got to realize our enemy, man. Sun Tzu say, know your enemy. Know your enemy. We're not each other's enemies. We're not the enemies of each other, but we have been put in a position to mistrust each other. And they give, certain groups that come to this country some crumbs, and then they paint this evil picture of us. These lies about us as black Americans as, oh, we're all ghetto, we're all criminals, baby mamas, baby mama drama, welfare recipients, whereas we all know that white women or white people are the biggest recipients of welfare in this nation. But I digress. So yeah, they paint this evil perception of us to the world, and it doesn't help. It does not help when we see a lot of our sisters and brothers around here acting hood radish, acting like hyenas, twerking and doing all that dumbass shit, loud, just disrespectful. Respect your fucking selves, man. That makes us all look bad. That's not all of us, but they always target certain individuals, and I'm sure they probably pay some of these people. I'm sure they be paying some of these people to act very hood radish, act very poopy and ray-ray-ish, have your pants sagging, act just dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Posing with the money phone, twerking and just doing real ghetto ratchet shit. That shit's got to stop. That makes us all look bad, and that type of demeanor and behavior has to come to an end. That's also part of the divide and conquer tactic. To you know what I'm saying? And even those that are educated and well-to-do, do well, they don't even want to be around the rest of us because of what some of these Pookie and Ray Rays and Shaquitas and all, hood radish ass broads the motherfuckers be doing. So those type of people have to be held accountable. And then, hey, maybe we do need to separate. I think it might, I hate to say it, man, but yeah, might have to be a fucking cleansing, man. Because it's at a point where, and I'm not going to say that's the majority of the black population, but that's a big part of the black population. A huge part of the black population that is so fucking ghetto and ratchet. That is completely has given us all a black eye as a race, especially as black Americans. Now, I understand a lot of these black immigrants come into this country and they do some dumbass shit too, and that makes us all look bad. That even makes black Americans look bad. And a lot of them are not even black Americans. But when they do some ratchet ass shit, some real bogus shit, they're considered black. And then they equate blackness with being black American in this country. But so I'm saying all the ratchetness, all the walking around sagging your pants and just shooting and doing dumbass shit. Like I said, that's only a small percentage of the black population, but it is significant, a very significant part of our communities. And that shit needs to come to an end. It's a reflection on all of us. So black man, black woman, just realize what these motherfuckers have done and continue to do. They want to create a divide. And the ones at the top need to reach down and grab and pull up the little young brothers and sisters and raise them up to a higher level. So I blame a lot of people within our communities, a lot of people that have the means to improve the community, but a lot of times they move out to the suburbs around white folks and they think they're better than the rest of us. They need to be held accountable too. Whereas back in the day, and I know there are some black folks that are in a position to do well, and they do help our people out. You know, they do help. But back in the day, I think we were more solidified. Our relationships with each other were more solid. We stood up for each other's rights more before integration. Integration is what fucked everything up, man, within the black community. You know, we had more, I think we had more money. No, we got more money now, but we're not as solid. We're not as together as we once were. There's not much of a unity. And we need to get back to that, where things used to be in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, when we had to defend for ourselves and we had to come together because we were so segregated. We lived in segregated communities, but we depended on each other, like dollars. We built up our communities, and this was all, like I said, pre-motherfucking integration. So I think when it desegregated a lot of institutions, yeah, we made some improvements. We took some steps forward, we took many steps backwards as well. So I just think that we have to understand the vicious game that has been played on us, you know, from the media. That's how they propagate their lies. And they always want to paint all black folks, especially all black Americans, as like I say, gangsters, you know, criminals, welfare recipients, baby mama drama, you know, deadbeat dads. That ain't all black people. That's not all black Americans, but it's all propaganda. And you got the police, it's just profile, you know? They profile black men and women more than they profile any other race of people, any other groups. And you got the FBI, like I said, the CIA and all the NSA and all these other agencies of the intelligence community. They all work together in conjunction with the police, the local, the state police to perpetuate a false imagery of black Americans and to basically to destabilize our communities. That shit needs to stop. We need to realize what the fuck these people are doing. And we have to realize that, hey, we can't make it on our own. We gotta come together as a unit, man. The way we used to be. So I'm in this video right here. Stop it with all the goddamn twerking and the hood ratty ass attitude. Stop sagging and be acting like Poop and Ray Ray. And walking around with guns in your waistband. That's not all, like I said, but too many. And it's a bad reflection on us all. So that shit needs to stop. You know, you know, we've seen all these videos of black women talking shit about black men, and black men talking shit about black women. People see that. They see that there's a divide there. But like I said, that's not the majority of black people. But that's not a good image. And then you see our women twerking. You know, everywhere you go, they're twerking. At a funeral, they're twerking. At a graduation, they're twerking. At a park filled with kids, they're twerking. You got all these women out here, you know, the lesbian behavior and all that shit. I mean, you do what you want. I don't care if you're lesbian, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're this or that, whatever. You are, that's your right. But that don't mean you have to inflict this shit upon us. And that's another way of controlling the black community, to get our numbers down. You know, they want to see more black lesbians and more black gay men and black men sleeping with black men and white women and black women sleeping with black women, or it don't matter, even black women sleeping with white women or other women. That's what they want to see. That's one way of controlling our race, to diminish our numbers. And I haven't even gotten into Roe v. Wade, which is a good thing, because too many of our sisters were having abortions. And the reason why they stopped that, because it was also, that had an effect on the white race. Because more white women were getting abortions than black women and any other women. I think they were saying more black women and Hispanic women and Asians were having more babies than white women. So they had to revoke Roe v. Wade, or reverse it, because it was affecting the white race. White women are not having babies like black, Asian, Hispanic women. So everything you see that's happening in this society or in this world, for this matter, it's political, it's race. It's based on race, politics, and economics. But we got to come together, guys. We got to stop all this infighting, all this talking shit about each other, and come together. There's got to be some dialogue. Sisters, listen. Too many women run their mouth, popping their necks, rolling their motherfucking eyes. Ghetto shit, ratchetness. Stop it. Stop it. Listen to your men. If your men are in a position to lead, if he's really trying to tell you something, listen. Black men, yeah, we got to listen too. A lot of times, we don't listen to each other. And there's nothing wrong when brothers talk to each other. We got to talk to each other in a very respectful manner. You know, yes, we got to show our manhood. It's okay. You got to show your manhood. You got to be sure that you're masculine. But masculinity and expressing your manhood or displaying your manhood is also reasoning, listening, using logic, not emotions. You know, a lot of these women are emotional. Men, we need to learn how not to be so emotional. Women too, y'all need to learn how not to be so emotional. We know that's y'all hormonal imbalances or whatnot, what's going on. Men, we got to stop it too. But also, I know they're injecting a lot of shit into our foods, into our waters. That's probably diminishing or destroying men's testosterone levels and injecting them more with hormonal shit. So you've seen a lot of reversal shit, man. A lot of these girls trying to act like men, and a lot of these dudes trying to act like women. A lot of it has to do with the foods we eat and the waters we drink and shit. The stuff we put in our bodies. We have to be careful with that too. All that shit. So with that, I'm going to end this video. Peace and love. I'm just taking a nice little walk. It's a nice day. Very nice day. Taking me a nice little walk. And let's get a little tan too. Tanning my bald head and shit. Beautiful. But anyway, peace and love. Love y'all, and don't fall for the okie doke. Stop all this infighting and talking about there ain't no good men and talking about there ain't no good women and all that shit. Or no good black men or no good black women. There are a lot of good black men, a lot of good black women. And it's all about dialogue, man. It's about trying to having an understanding, talking to each other. And let them white bitches get y'all all confused and all that shit. I'm gonna say one more thing. I was watching this video the other day. It was about a white woman. This white lady was talking to her like, she said the white women fight for feminism and all that shit. They will fight for feminism. They said when it's all said and done, though, their race comes first. They'll never go against their race. So if they have to choose their men over any other woman, or if they have to choose their men, they will definitely choose their men over any form of feminism or any connection they will have with other women of other races, because their race is more important. Because they know by their men staying on top, it benefits them as well. It benefits their race. So they're not going to sell out their men and diminish or weaken their race, because they don't want the other race to be in a position of power and control like the white race is now. But they are losing power, know that. And a lot of people know that. A lot of white people know that. They know they're losing power. They're not as powerful as they were 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. The rest of the world's catching up to the United States and to the European countries. So that's why they're doing a lot of things to reverse. They want to put their people back on top. I guess they're doing what they need to do right now to do that in their minds. So that's what they're doing. So then, like I say, Roe v. Wade, all that shit, that was basically reversed to increase the white race. So again, brothers and sisters, get it together.